Hi, my name is Prashan De Visser. I serve as the founder and president for Global Unites and Sri Lanka Unites, and I've been a member and a participant of Highrock services and ministry for almost a decade and a half. So this was the first time I was on a flight since the pandemic. The last time I flew on was 2020 January when I went to Liberia for our work in Liberia Unites. And so when I was on this flight, 36 hours of travel, wearing a mask the entire time, not really sure if I wanted to talk to anybody and trying to be safe. But the guy next to me asked, what are you doing? What do you do with, what's your profession? So I partially jokingly, I said, I'm in the mining industry. He's like, really? You're from Sri Lanka, so it must be blue sapphires. You mind? I said, no, something way more valuable than that. And he's like, well, what's more valuable than blue sapphires in Sri Lanka? What else do you guys have? I said, no, I'm mining for young talent. Young leaders who would transform our country or the other 13 countries that we work in. Because I believe in the midst of, violence and corruption and brokenness and poverty, there are amazing young people living in those contexts who have the solutions to transform those countries. Not us from outside, they have the solutions. And so my passion is to identify those young leaders, help them see who they are and the capacity that they have, inspire them, create a platform for them, and let them lead change. Let them ensure that these cycles of violence will end, and let them lead healing and reconciliation. Let them innovate and create opportunities for development. So, as a movement, as Global Unites, we like to inspire, connect, and equip a new generation of leaders to transform our world. So one of the biggest challenges is, we need to help young people see the value they have. They're more valuable than the most valuable diamond in a country or the fuel in a country has, or whatever it may be, or even its currency or whatever. These young people, very often have forgotten their value. They've been brought up in these broken, destroyed countries that they don't know their capacity. So to remind them of their capacity is a huge thing. The second main challenge we have is, today's terrorist, today's extremist, gangster, violent criminal is yesterday's young person who was looking for a mentor, looking for a purpose, looking for direction, looking for somebody to care. And unfortunately, moderate and civilized society don't give young people enough attention. But extremist groups, violent groups, they give 100% of their attention to young people. Politicians don't pay attention to youth because they're not the voter base. Corporates don't because they're not the market. But extremist groups give them all the attention and they use them for their ends. And so that's a challenge of trying to get more moderate society people to engage the next generation of people, especially young people at risk who have not been born into privilege. So we need more people to engage these young people and platform them. At the same time, we are trying to establish what we call reconciliation centers, or almost like opportunity hubs or dream hubs for young people in countries where there isn't privilege and very little opportunity for young people to become innovators and business entrepreneurs, learn IT and coding and learn English or whatever language that will get them more opportunity in their community and the country. And a place where they come and engage with each other across tribal lines, across religious lines, as equals, as one, dreaming for their country. And every moment they're spending there, they're developing themselves and they're not making bad decisions that will be destructive for themselves or their country. And so having these hubs across these countries and ensuring that we're bringing the best in this community, that's something we're very excited for. So, as Global Unites, we're a multi-religious, multi-ethnic movement. In our staff, we have from Christians to Buddhists, to Jewish, to Hindus, to Muslims. We are a collective family working together to bring about change. But at the same time, for me, my faith is what convicted me to take this leap of faith and to serve. I've been for 15 years, I haven't been employed anywhere. I have done this for 15 years. I graduated from undergrad, and normally people would go and try to get a working visa in the States. I said, no, I'm going back to my country. And normally when you go to your country, you try to get employed because you came with a US degree. And I wanted to start this movement because I felt God called me to do this for all people. And it's my Christian faith that inspired me, and God, knowing that some of these idealistic things that we're trying to do are beyond our capacity. You need divine intervention. So my personal faith leads me to pray, leads me to ask God for His provision, His guidance, His strategy, to be faithful to truly bring about change. This is not a resume building activity of saying, oh, we're doing this. We want to see transformation. the more progress you make and the more momentum that you have, you realize how much more you need. The challenges also become greater. My dad, growing up, he told me, Prashan, as your work in ministry, as the breadth of your work in ministry grows, make sure the depth of your walk with God grows proportionately. And sometimes we get so excited about what we do. Action is sometimes easier than being still in the presence of God and saying, Lord, guide me, give me depth, get me closer to you. And that's been a challenge, but I've found that the more I've tried to seek God's presence, His guidance, the greater the impact has been. I may be working less hours sometimes, I may be giving less time in my mind for the work, but that has been a crucial point. And asking people to pray with you, asking people to support you in that, because these are overwhelming challenges, and there is no physical human way to see change. Started with just one country, one state. Now we're in 13 countries and so many states. Started with just 2-3 members, and now over 70,000 members across the world. And so the challenges have got greater. The opportunity has got greater, but therefore the dependence on God has also got greater. Because knowing that He will see us through.